what President Biden said just hours ago on the stimulus package, and a new report out showing the massive positive impact of stimulus checks on low-income individuals and families, further building the case for additional stimulus checks and possibly even monthly recurring payments. Also, a new study out showing the impact of the new stimulus package on low-income individuals and families. We have a lot to talk about in this video, so let's get into it right away. But really quickly, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and I am here for you every single day as your one and only daily advocate, bringing you all the latest updates and talking through all of these very important topics so you can stay up to date with everything going on, so that ultimately you can get all of the money and benefits that you're eligible to receive as a result of these massive stimulus packages and everything else going on out there. So thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Please remember, I'm here to help out in any way that I can, so leave your comments or questions down below. All right, let's jump into this as we have a few different topics we need to get through in this video. So President Biden was out a little bit earlier today in a speech while visiting the state of Connecticut. In this speech, he openly admitted they're not going to be getting $3.5 trillion. Now, when it comes to negotiations, that is probably the last thing that progressives wanted to hear right now, simply because they are making it very clear that they want to stay at $3.5 or even $3 trillion. So now that the president has come out and basically admitted, yeah, we're not going to get $3.5 trillion, it will be less, but he's also very confident it will get done. So yeah, he's openly admitting right here that, yep, we're going to have to come down with this $3.5 trillion price tag. It's just not going to stick here at this dollar amount. We're going to have to lower it. Well, as you probably know, because we've been talking about this here over the last few days, the president is sitting around $2 trillion, and it does seem that he is still around that amount. Now, today in this speech that he had out in Connecticut, I did not hear a specific dollar amount, but we do know as of a few days ago, he was sitting around that $2 trillion range. So yeah, they will probably come together on this thing, but unfortunately they'll need to lower their price tag. But he did go on in his speech and said he's confident they'll get it done. They'll have to lower it, so it will be a lower price than the 3.5. But then he said, we'll come back and get the rest. In other words, indicating future stimulus packages on the horizon after this one is finished. So he's pretty much laying it out right there. We will have more stimulus packages after this, which comes as no surprise because over the last several months here, we've already had indication that there's probably many more packages in the making after this. So yeah, it's certainly not over yet, right? Especially as Democrats have full control of everything right now, at least until pretty much the end of next year, right? Because we have those midterm elections. Of course, we have no idea what's going to happen out of those. Of course, I'm not taking sides or trying to predict anything. I have no clue what's going to happen next year. I'm just simply saying we know that they have full control through at least the midterms, right? So that's coming next year. Anyway, let's get into this new report and talk about how it lays out the massive positive impact of these stimulus checks on especially low-income and moderate-income individuals and households. Now, this study was actually done and kind of gone over by researchers through the Capital One Insights Center. Now, in this study, they have a lot of different numbers, like tons and tons of different numbers, a lot of different statistics, a lot of really good things. However, this report goes all the way back to early 2020 when we received our very first stimulus check. Remember those days? Early 2020? Man, that was weird, wasn't it? Everybody's stuck at home. Oh, that was such a weird time. Anyway, we all got that $1,200 stimulus check in about April time of 2020 or thereabouts. You know, I know everybody got it around a different time, but relatively April, May-ish time of 2020, we got the $1,200 stimulus check. So the report goes all the way back to then. However, what they're finding is that, no surprise, low-income individuals, primarily those under $25,000 of income, spent their stimulus checks right away on the necessities, paying down bills, paying utilities, buying the necessities that we've talked about so many times here on the channel. Groceries, food, gas in the car, you know, the necessities, the things that we absolutely need to survive, right? This comes as no surprise. However, some other very interesting things. When it comes to stimulus check number 3, once again, they found that, low-income individuals spent it right away on the necessities. However, they also found that 46% of people in this study here would have not been able to pay their regular bills unless they got that $1,400 check. So 46% of people, so basically almost half of the people in this study would not have been able to pay their regular bills without that $1,400 stimulus check. Wow, seriously, I mean, that is a lot of people right there. What a sad situation if that many people were just left to hang out to dry, and just kind of bent like, well, see ya, too bad, sorry. Well, seriously, what a blessing for that stimulus check to come out for so many people right at the right time to help them out pay their regular bills. I mean, seriously, what a relief. However, here we are, how many months later? What has it even been since then? 6 months now we've seen that since the last stimulus check came out. And unfortunately, many people are dealing with the exact same situation. Now get this, they go on further in this report to find out and to suggest that people in this report and people that were studied in this report, 1 out of every 3 people in the month of August, so just like 2 months ago, in the month of August, had to borrow money from friends or family in order to cover the basic necessities. So once what we're basically getting at here with this study and all of this information is Congress needs to do something like yesterday, because I shouldn't even say yesterday, like 2 months ago, like 5 months ago, you know what I mean? Because here's the problem that we're facing. Once again, it's getting to be too little too late. The checks are needed / months ago. So the fact that people are reaching out asking friends and family for assistance would probably indicate to us that, probably people don't have enough money right now, and it's time to issue that next stimulus check to probably help them out and bridge the gap until we get another one, and or we get some kind of permanent solution put into place. So, kind of some interesting stuff. Again, feel free to look up that study if you'd like to. There's a lot of stuff in there. Again, it was conducted by Capital One Insights Center, and there's researchers that went over it. A lot of really good stuff right there in that report. Anyway, let's get into it and talk about another report which actually indicates how this new stimulus package is actually going to impact low-income and moderate-income individuals and households. All right, so listen to this really quickly. When President Biden and the vice president were campaigning, they said that they were very much committed to not raising taxes on anybody under $400,000 of income. Don't get me wrong, $400,000, that's a pretty nice income, right? Yeah, that's a solid income right there. Anybody would be happy taking down 400 G's a year, right? Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Anyway, my point is, they committed that nobody under $400,000 of income would see their taxes raised even a penny. Okay, well, they continue to say that, but good stuff. However, according to this recent study, they're finding that with this new stimulus package, it is actually going to impact and raise taxes on 74.1% of low-income and moderate-income households. Wait, what? I thought they promised no tax raises on anybody under $400K a year. How is this going to happen? Here's how it's going to happen. They're going to jack up taxes on high net worth individuals and corporations. It's not the high net worth individuals that we need to worry about. It's the corporations, because here's what's going to happen. The corporations get a tax hike, and the corporations look at it and say, hey, we need to maintain our margins. What are we going to do? What can we do? We can raise our prices on our goods and services, pass those prices on to the consumer, and then it's people like us, you and me, paying for all of that. So yeah, unfortunately, according to this study, they're laying it all out, basically saying, as a result of this massive stimulus package that we're talking about right here, even though there's not direct tax increases to people like you and me, the lower income individuals out there, they are actually laying it out and saying, well, indirectly, we're actually going to be the ones paying because they're going to tax the corporations. Corporations are going to pass it on to the consumer, and the consumer just so happens to be you, me, your brother, your sister, your parents, and all of our friends and family. Yeah. So during a time right now when all of us are dealing with all of this inflation that continues to go up and just hammering prices out there and just really pinching everybody, squeezing the wallets, this is like the last thing that we want to hear, right? So again, the president and the vice president are still maintaining their promise, right? They're not technically raising taxes on us, but rather, it's kind of indirectly pinching everybody else. So let's just hope it doesn't come to that as far as corporations raising taxes. they need to maintain their margins, and maybe they can find a different way to actually do that. Maybe they can reduce their costs somewhere else to actually maintain their margins rather than passing it on to us, the consumer, especially at a time right now when we're talking about inflation raging on at nearly 0.5% or even more on a month-over-month basis. Yeah, kind of a not fun situation, right? So anyway, some pretty interesting things going on out there. Over the last couple of days here, I've been out with some really interesting information. I swear, I don't know what the deal is, but over the last couple of days here, the last week or so, I've been finding some really, really, really interesting stuff out there. So I thought, you know what, I kind of want to start sharing a little bit of this with you here and there. Not in all my videos, but maybe like 1 or 2 videos a day, just kind of coming back and summarizing some really weird stuff going on out there. These are some of the reports I'm finding. Seriously, it's kind of weird. But anyway, I wanted to come back, bring you the latest updates, let you know where we stand right now. But the president is still very much confident that the stimulus package will pass. And we do know that the leaders like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, these people, they're still very confident that they will get the stimulus package done. And it's looking like they still want to get it done by the end of October, which, remember, is only 2 weeks away. So we'll see about that, right? You've heard me say that so many times. I've probably said that, 100 times in the last month. We'll see about that because, honestly, we don't know anything until we actually get the final pass out of Congress and or we get some kind of further information, because literally it's a fluid situation. Things are changing very rapidly, literally on a daily basis, if not hour by hour, right? So anyway, hope this helps you out. Again, I'll continue doing all the research on this. No need for you to do it because I do it. I boil it all down into these short videos, and I'm very much committed to bringing you honest, accurate, reliable, and transparent information every single day in all of my videos. And if for some weird reason I mess up with my information, I'm the first one to come back and say, hey, I'm sorry, I messed up in yesterday's video. Here's the actual facts. So anyway, I'll be here for you every single day. Leave your comments or questions down below. I'll do my best to answer them for you in any way that I can. If there's a bunch of questions that I continue to see coming up time and time again, I'll just make a dedicated video and come out and share that information with you based on my research. So again, thanks so much. Enjoy your day. Subscribe down below, and I'll continue to keep you updated each and every day. I'll catch you later.